You are about to enter. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your mind. Open your mind. Open your hearts. It is time to reveal. Time to unlock. Time to listen and hear the truth. The secret mysteries, hidden agendas, dark cabals, all come to light. Behold, Hotconflict. My name is Salim Siddiqui, and this is the strangest story you have ever heard. I don't like boats. I don't like water. I'm a man, not a fish. So you complain endlessly. You look like a woman, you stupid haggis. Haggis? What is haggis? Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley. And what do you do with that? You eat it. How revolting. Be still, for God's sake, or you'll tip us over. So, I cannot swim, you Spanish peacock. I'm not Spanish. I'm Egyptian. You said you were from Spain. You're a liar. You have the manners of a goat, and you smell like a dung heap, and you've no knowledge of your potential. Now get out. Of course, Connor MacLeod gets thrown into the water and realizes he's immortal. He cannot die. He can breathe underwater. You see, the great Sean Connery, Sir Sean Connery, knighted by the Queen, the great brother Mason, Sean Connery, is trying to give the example here of the great ascended master. He comes to teach Connor MacLeod about the ways of understanding the quickening. He gives a little nod there to the brotherhood, or the Masons, saying he's Egyptian, of course. Although Connor accuses him of being a Spanish peacock, the peacock being the symbolic bird from the garden that helped the snake to enter, if you know your myths and legends. So the concept is there that there are masters and trainers. And a little plug for the Lodge of Sirius, and those of you who understand the Blu-ray of the Lodge, where Connor here in the story says he's not a fish. Of course, a reference to our tribes in Africa, the Dogons, and those who understand the concepts of the dolphins and Syrians and the concepts of understanding the Blu-ray. Of course, this idea that there are masters who have lived and continue to be, is it possible that after the time of Jesus Christ, there are those who have attained physical ascension? Those who have somehow mastered the knowledge of fire and steel and war, the knowledge of the green ray of money, the knowledge of alchemy and metals. As Ramirez says, he is chief metallurgist to the King Charles V of Spain. The concept of a great alchemist who has mastered the concept of money and green, and then adds to that the communication and expression of love in the divine feminine blue, and combines both the green and the blue and masters transmutation of the body and the blood into the perfect purple ray, or the magenta pixie of transmutation, of course, in the West, and paces all over Europe. There has been one master known amongst those ascended who has continued to be in physical realm and in spiritual realm, Saint Germain, right? The one said to be behind some of the secret knowledge of the Lodge, the one said to be behind the gaining and mastering of alchemy and gold, the one said to be behind the overthrowing of dynasties and kingdoms and kings and queens and monarchies and churches in Europe, the one said to be behind the discovery of America with Christopher Columbus on the Santa Maria, the one said to be behind the foundation and finding and promotion of the Blue Lodge under the secret knowledge of the Masonic Brotherhood, with the founding fathers, the ones said to be behind, Saint Germain, speaking with leaders like Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, who taught them of the path of the Ascension, the apotheosis of Christ, the journey of the 72. You see, Saint Germain, not being a follower of Muhammad, following the ways of Christ, performed a physical ascension and has been continuing to play his hand. Well, there are those who wonder, is it possible for beings to perform the ascension and continue to live? Well, it was offered to the messenger Muhammad ibn Abdullah upon the time of his ending story. If he chose, he could live on forever, or be gathered together at the time of the gathering, and he chose by his choice to not live on physically at this time and to be awoken with the rest of his people. Saint Germain, brothers and sisters, his idea, his plan, that if we could build a land based upon the knowledge of the square and compass, join 13 colonies together and found declarations of independence where people could seek out life, liberty, and the pursuit of their own true happiness, that the Lodge and the Brotherhood are behind these concepts? Well, my name is Salim Siddiqui, and people wonder, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Islam? Or are you talking about New Age mumbo jumbo? There is only one true brotherhood, one true heart, one true knowing. Do you mean you're not one of those crazy people, Brother Salim? You're not one of those people who went to Egypt and lived and been with a Muslim brotherhood? You're not one of those? No, I am one of those. Well, okay. But then you're at least not one of those crazy other fundamentalists talking about Salafis and the hardcore in the Middle East, like places like Saudi Arabia, where they practice strict adherence to Sharia law. You're not one of them, are you? No, I am exactly one of them. I went to go live in Mecca, Saudi Arabia for 3 years and study the knowledge. I am one of them. Well, okay, well then at least you're maybe like an academic, a student of knowledge, somebody more like a professional. You're not one of those crazy jihadi types who talks about war and the Muslims taking over the world. You're not one of them. I mean, you're not one of those crazy types, are you? No, I am one of them, calling myself a mujahid openly, saying I've been to the tribal regions, trained with the Afghan mujahideen, served on the battlefields in the hills in the front lines in Bosnia, defending the Muslims with blood and body. I am one of them. So what are you saying? Are we truly going to war? No. We are truly on a mission to join our hearts, to understand the true meaning, to cease the hostility, to understand the difference between right and wrong, and make those in the West understand that they have been confusing you and telling you lies about what we believe about Jesus, lies about the concept of God. There are Christians out there still arguing about the fact that we believe in the same one God. I'm born and raised here in the West. I speak the English, and I'm telling you, there is only one God. There can be only one. One true Lord, one Creator, one supreme architect of all that is. Whether you are a brother from the Brotherhood of Light, or the Brotherhood of Masters, or the Brotherhood of the Lodge, or the Muslim Brotherhood, there is only, always, one true brotherhood. And those who have tried to make you fear and be apprehensive of the Muslims have been lying to you, have been deceiving you. And the plan of Saint Germain for these United States of America was something greater, something more. And as a Muslim, I speak only on the authority of Allah and according to the Sunnah of His Messenger, that we are not here to go to war with those who founded these United States and remember their true oath and pledge, if they do call back the wisdom of their founding fathers and understand the meaning of the hand of God in fate, having destined America to exist and take the leadership role in the West. And I, being born and raised here in the West, am saying that. Just as it is incorrect for those in the East to think that it is their job to pledge war and destruction or terrorism, which has nothing to do with Islam here in the West. There are those able to speak the truth here in this land. Why do I say these things? Why do I talk about these things? Why do I tell you these things? Because there isn't anybody else who's out there doing it. Go to the other sheikhs and scholars and people of knowledge, those who claim to be of the people of Sunnah and the Quran and following the Quran and the Hadith and the true way, and ask them about what I'm saying. Seek from them any opinion on the strange and weird that I talk about. They have no knowledge on these issues because it is not their job. My name is Salim, son of Shamshad from the family of Siddiqui. I claim to be the lion, the bearer of the chair, the keeper of the sacred square, the one who traveled to the places that I talk about, the one who lived in these sacred sites, telling you that there is a meaning and a reason for these things, not to boast about my titles and statuses, so that you who are out there who are recognizing the signs and the symbols and the quickening and the awakening can know that you are not alone. There is a journey happening, and there are things happening, and there are feelings we're going through. Yes, we all have hopes and desires, and we all have troubles and toils, and none of us are perfect. I've been down low roads and dark paths. I understand. I am not someone who walked in from another realm or descended from the skies. I've been born and raised on this earth just like you, and sometimes it is tough. But you must do the ultimate sacrifice and transmute those feelings and find a way to seek something higher and greater, knowing that it is there, feeling that it is there, remembering it is there. And my job is just to tell the story and speak the word and say it in such a strange, weird fashion that just, perhaps you might just recall and remember. All this has happened before, and all this will happen again, except for those who heed the reminder. My name's Salim Siddiqui, and you're listening to Hot Conflict. You are listening to Hot Conflict Radio. Call in live every Thursday night, midnight, 12 a.m. Eastern. Call in to get your questions and comments live on the air. Dial into the show by phone 760-825-0949. You can dial in from the site on Blog Talk Radio using Skype or through a regular phone calling in at 760-825-0949. That's 760-825-0949. Get your questions and comments live on the air, talking about the weird and the wild, the strange and the supernatural, things that go bump in the night. Get on hotconflict.com.